are fucking freaks and all my friends are fucking nuts, but they're all fucking friends with me 'cause all my friends are fucked.
Welcome to
All My Friends Are Fucked
with Tarryn.
and Nicky G.
And we have Staci.
Hey.
One of our very first guests.
Not the last.
Not the last.
Here's Staci Diner, everyone.
Mentioned in the first.
Yes.
Yeah.
First
Oh,
episode?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we do bring you
Yeah.
up a lot,
Oh.
Yeah.
actually.
There was shit talking about Staci.
Shit talking. Was this Thanksgiving? No, this was Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Christmas.
Oh,
Christmas. Yeah.
You know, because I have the toxic trait of like when I feel like there's kind of silence, I'm like, let me fill it. Not only do I overshare, but then I get upset when people judge me. So I just like fuck myself. I'm like, oh, here's my life on a platter.
Yeah. And you're like, don't touch
What
it.
I think, though, is you're like an incredible storyteller. That like when you tell stories about yourself, the way you embellish and the way that you tell them, it's just like, what is going to happen next?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's a coping tool.
It's funny. Okay, that's what I felt when I first met you. So maybe we should go into like our first impression. I should give
Oh, yeah.
Because you guys have known each other for quite some time.
Yeah, since grad school.
Yeah.
It's been 12 years.
Oof. Yeah.
Like that was my first impression in class. She would give really funny anecdotes.
Oh.
But she would also give serious anecdotes, but because of the way I think you would say certain things or like just like the way it was described or like it was so outrageous that like I couldn't help but laugh. And so I was like, well, it's funny, but it wasn't funny. But I think you just have a good way of storytelling. And so
I agree.
that's why. And then after grad school is when we became closer. She was posting funny things at the gym. Like even her stories were storytelling.
Yeah,
she would have a picture of herself at the gym. And so it was text about something really funny, like an anecdote at the gym. And then I was like, I gotta like work out with this person. It's funny as fuck. And so that was my first impression, a positive one.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a positive
Well,
one.
it wasn't a bad. It's just she's very cool. She's a very cool girl, and she has that resting bitch face. I hate to say it, but
Wait, this is your first impression of
yeah,
Nikki?
We were in line. I remember to get. I don't
Our
even
badge?
know our badge. Something.
What was this, like orientation
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
So, like
Okay.
a week before, and I'm just like, not for me. You know, like just like I'm like, I don't think we're gonna be friends because she just seemed.
Yeah, what was the turning point for you?
For me, she came up to me and was like, "Can I have a cigarette?" And because she was going through something and just needed to step out.
Wow,
Yeah.
but that was the start of a 12-year friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, really what started it for me was when we met at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
We ran into each other and because I was like meeting the guy that I was seeing at the time and had a full beaten face, you know, like a full like lashes and everything to go to this Pilates class. And
I
she's
love
like,
how it's like the guy that you're seeing at the time and you're still seeing him. Is
it the same?
Yeah,
it's off and on.
yeah,
But
it's as if it's like, oh, this guy, it's the same guy.
That is so funny. Wait, was it new then?
No, it was like,
it was like 7 years at that time or something.
Wait, how long have you been
Oh,
with
God.
him?
Their whole life.
20 since I was 24.
I thought you were going to say 20
24
years.
years.
I thought
No.
you were going to say that
No,
too.
it's been like,
24, so it's almost 20 years. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so when I met you at the gym, I was like, okay, she's cool, whatever. Let's do it again. But we went to Target and we got these like fingerless gloves and I'm like, all right. And then I came home, I felt high. I felt just like elated. I'm like, okay, either I like fancy this woman or I made a friend. And I couldn't tell because all my friends at that point had been like old school. So it's just like they, you know, it's just the friends of convenience. But now I'm like, huh, what is this? Like, is it
Nikki does
romance?
that to you.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I don't feel, it's funny. I don't get the vibe that I'm doing that.
You're
to
doing
someone.
that.
You're doing it.
How's your friendship changed since then? Like, how's it developed since then? Because it's been that's a long friendship.
I feel so close to you. I always feel close to you. I just feel like it sort of evolves into that.
Yeah.
Or we just,
You know, it's one of those friendships that you don't have to really work hard at, which I like. I like a low maintenance friendship.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
we can not see each other for weeks, but be on an 8-hour call running our errands
Yeah.
together. And like we feel like we're with each other, you know, and we
Yeah,
can
I
hang
like
out.
that.
actually, now that I'm saying this, our friendship has had quite an evolution because we partied a lot. We would drink a lot. We'd go out. We were kind of reckless back in the day. And we're definitely not like that at all.
You're both basically sober.
Yeah, essentially.
You're both like...
Well, she's sober for sure.
Yeah.
I'm real sober.
She's
real sober.
And you are
I'm like, I go in and out. Yeah, exactly. But for the most part, I don't really drink anymore. But
and you're both like doing really well in your careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Pretty
I think
settled.
it's settled into like adulthood.
You know what I like about our friendship, though? I'll say it's very dynamic in the way that we could go very professional. Like, let's talk about cases. Let's consult.
Yeah.
Like, we could go in business mode or even talking about growing our business, et cetera, whatever. But then we could go into like deep shit. Like, let's hit like childhood shit, relationship shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's just like stupid shit.
It is very dynamic, like you were saying. I think there are so many things that we just talk to each other about, like our hair. Like we like to talk. We get very fixated on like little things down to like at the market. It'll be like, have you tried this? Have you gotten this? Like, do you want this type of thing? And she's like the only person who has the patience.
Yeah, we talk about nothing sometimes.
Yeah,
or like,
we do. We're like Seinfeld.
We just like rattle off our anxieties with each other all the time. And you know, like anytime I'm like, oh, hey, this medical ailment's happening. Have you had that? And we've had some weird thing, like a Christmas tree rash. Who the fuck has heard of that? But we've both had it.
What?
A Christmas
what
tree
is
rash.
a Christmas tree rash?
You guys, what are you even going near Christmas trees?
Also, every person I know who's had a Christmas tree rash is also a therapist.
It feels like you're allergic to Christmas trees. Like, what's happening?
I got a Christmas tree rash when we were in grad school, I believe. Like, so you start to get a rash and it's somewhere on your body and it starts to spread. And the start of it is called a Harold patch.
And it's usually on the chest. And
I
it's
had
just
mine on my stomach. Yeah.
Mine was on the chest, but the Christmas tree rash, it's on the trunk and it spreads out like a Christmas tree would, you know, like all flayed out. So I was like, I hit her up. I'm like, girl, I have a fucking Christmas tree rash. And she's like, I've had one too. You have the Harold patch. And we were both dying. And so like, it's medical ailments, like anything. Like even this morning, I'm like, we had an earthquake this morning. I don't know if you felt it.
I did feel it.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was snoozing.
I texted you this morning, but I didn't even text you in real time. I texted you later like, yo, did you feel the earthquake?
Yeah.
But honestly, like I woke up, it was 6:30 in the morning, and I wake up to the sound of earthquake, which is weird because yesterday I'm in therapy. I'm like, I heard earthquake, and she probably is like, what the fuck?
You heard
she was like,
earthquake?
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, my dog moved on the couch thingy that I have, the daybed. And I heard it, but it sounded like more like the whole room. My dog's 30
Did you
pounds.
hear like a jingle from something?
No,
Or
like
a rattle.
like
It feels like a truck coming through.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It sounds like the way a truck would come through.
Yeah.
And so I'm in therapy. I'm like, I heard earthquake. And then she started talking to me about maybe getting on medication. So I got like so thrown up talking about deep shit that I'm like, oh, I heard earthquake. But anyway.
It's the way you're saying, not I heard the earthquake and just I heard earthquake.
Yeah.
I hear earthquake.
It sounds foreign.
Yeah, I hear earthquake.
Yeah, it does not sound like English is your first language. If you're saying, I heard earthquake.
But I heard the sound of an earthquake and
I can't. Again, I heard earthquake.
Like, and so, I don't know, like maybe the dog just moved. I don't know, whatever. So this morning, I hear earthquake. You know, I hear the sound and my dog's at attention. And
Did he hear earthquake?
I think he did. He's sitting up just like, you heard it. We're making eye contact. It's like 6:30 and I'm like, I could sleep a little more. So I don't want to look on my phone to see like, was it an earthquake? Because that blue light's going to wake me the fuck up because I have no ability to sleep in. So I'm like, fuck it. If it was, it was. Good night. I go back to bed. I wake up and then I see
there
were earthquakes. Yeah, there were earthquakes. I'm like, there was one the night before too. I guess I didn't feel that one.
You didn't hear that one either?
No, I didn't hear that. But I heard the one this morning. It woke me up. It jolted me up.
Damn.
Yeah. So I get a text this morning asking, did you feel earthquake?
No, I did I say that? No.
No, you said, did you feel the earthquake?
Did you feel the earthquake?
Yeah.
But going forward, I want you to text me.
Did you feel earthquake?
Yes. I would like that. But I didn't feel the earthquake, and neither did my dog. Dog did not hear earthquake. Like, he did not. Like, he's got big ears.
I know.
And he didn't bark. Nothing. Nothing.
My dog, like, he doesn't do a great job at alerting. You know how, like, they say pets will, like, act all strange and shit?
We'd be
Not
dead.
my pet acts strange all the time. So,
Yeah.
but like during an earthquake, he does fucking nothing. I'm like, besides today, he just sat up and like looked at me like,
Did you feel
did you hear that? Yeah.
Did you feel earthquake?
Oh, it wasn't that big of an earthquake today.
No, and I
No.
feel like since like 94, even it's been a long time, but I feel like if it's under a certain amount, I'm just like,
What was the 94?
ooh, what was it?
The 94
Like a
earthquake was a
6.7?
6.7.
I
But
made
it
that up.
but yeah, it was.
But
it
it
was
was
less than
here.
a 7. It was Los Angeles. But it lasted a long time.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
It was actually, yeah, Northridge.
What was your 94 earthquake experience?
I'm glad you asked.
We
Yeah.
all have one.
We all
I
have
do-
one.
I mean, we
If
don't
you grew
all
up
have
here,
one.
if you grew up here,
yeah,
you
we
have
don't all
one.
have one.
Okay.
Okay,
But-
if you grew up here and you're old like us, you have
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're old like
Yeah,
us.
because 94 earthquakes, some
Hey.
people, it's like I think about my clients when they're like,
Yeah.
I was born in 2000. I'm
I
like,
can't. with
fuck,
that.
yeah.
2000?
Oh, when
What do
they're
you
born
mean?
after 9/11, I'm like, shit.
I
Shit.
know.
I'm like, you don't understand it. Like,
Yeah.
I think they don't understand the dichotomy of like before
and
Yeah.
then
after. It's like COVID.
Like, it's like, yeah, if
Yes.
you're born into COVID, it's like you're born into this weird shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like these post 9/11 baby, they're just like, oh, it's been fucked the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was not fucked all. Maybe it was. We just didn't hear about
Pre
it.
9/11,
We just didn't know.
Yeah.
we didn't, but you could like bring anything on an airplane.
Yeah, you
You could have put a
go
gallon of
up.
water. You could,
Yeah.
yes,
You could like
have gone
bring your friend all the way
on
up
the plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
yeah,
go
or
see
even
your
on the
friends off.
plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hug people goodbye on the plane and then get off the
Yeah,
plane.
it was like
Yeah.
a bus.
Yeah.
It was literally
It was
like
an Airbus.
Yeah, it was.
Literally.
It was at the time.
But yeah, it was a different time. I mean, it was not at this point in life, but like before, like a couple years before, like probably around 94. Yeah, I'd like paint patriotic nails and I felt good. Now it's like, you
That's
don't
a
want,
sign.
if you have the American flag
signal.
nails,
If you
like,
have an American flag now, it's crazy how it's conflated with like MAGA.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to
Anyway,
hear
not
your
to
story.
digress,
Yeah,
but-
exactly.
so 94 earthquake.
How old are you? Let's set the scene.
Ooh, let's set the scene. I have to do the math. I think like
it was
7
January,
or 8.
so you
I
just
must
had turned.
turn 8.
Okay.
I can't do math, but something around, I mean, second grade.
Yeah.
And it was Martin Luther King Day weekend. So party time, long weekend. And I had my friend over. We made some shirts. It was the day before. We made some shirts with, those glue pen or those like glue.
The paints?
The glue paints that you would put on shirts.
I still
Okay.
have it. I think
Okay.
I have one of my old shirts with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we made that like puff paint shirt.
Yeah. We should do another one like that.
Craft
Do they still have that?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so.
90s crafts and toys were
Yeah, it
the
was chemical.
fucking best.
It was chemical.
It
Yeah.
was a lot of chemicals. But we made these shirts and we're laying them out to dry. And the plan was my friends were going to come over. We're going to try on our shirts after they're dry. Not so much because the fucking earthquake happened. All of a sudden, I wake up and it is fucking chaotic, right? It's just like the sound of earthquake times like 10.
Yeah.
It's just like boom, boom, boom. And shit's flying off the wall, glasses breaking. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm laying there in my bed. And just to sidebar this, okay, so I'm an only child. I do weird shit. I have ADHD, whatever. So I couldn't like sleep. I couldn't sleep normal. I had to like stay up with the lights on. My parents just let me. And I closed the door and it was like my time to just like unwind my night routine.
I like how that was like a.
As an 8-year-old.
As an 8-year-old, my
Yeah.
nighttime routine was like just play with shit until I got tired
Okay.
and then knock out. Probably did not help my development much, but whatever.
I love that your parents just like closed the
They
door
just, like,
and they were like,
ignored
whatever
it.
happens in there, not
Stays
my
in there.
problem. Yeah.
And
it was like
so-
Club Stacy.
Yeah, it was Club Stacy. And so I would play like husband and wife. And
Yeah. Who would you play husband and
Yeah,
wife with? Who was your husband?
my husband, well, the literal husband was Sylvester from Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester from Looney Tunes. But not like he wasn't. That wasn't the imaginary.
big
That
cat?
was just. It was a big cat stuffed animal
Okay.
of him that I won cheating at skee ball with my mom in Monterey. Right. So
That's incredible.
yeah, like
I love that you guys cheated
yeah,
at
yeah, and
skee-ball.
she like totally was cool with it. Like I sat at the top, she rolled the ball to me, I'm putting it in the 1,000. Boom, boom, got my doll, my Sylvester doll. I'm
Were you like,
cool.
I want Sylvester?
I guess. I
do
think
you
it was
remember?
just the best choice. It was like
Yeah.
I have all these tickets. I've never been able to get top shelf toys.
That's so true. I don't have any top shelf toys. And when I was a kid, I
No.
never got, not that I would have them now necessarily, but I've never gotten a top
Honestly,
shelf.
it would cost hundreds
Yeah.
to get a top shelf toy unless you cheat. Like
No,
I
that's
did.
true.
So I cheated. I got Sylvester, and then
What is this? It's a stuffed animal.
it's a stuffed animal, but he was also like, this is where I'm going to get a little graphic here. He was, you know how like they're not the most quality toys. He was kind of hard. You know what I mean? It was kind of a like
Yeah.
it felt like he was
Like a
stuffed with,
man?
like rocks. You know what I mean? So it felt a little
That's
more
why
human.
he was your husband.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was,
and I'm
he
like,
was-
all
he was
right.
a bit more solid.
He was a solid man. Yeah.
Throw him around the room.
Yeah,
He'll handle
so
it.
I don't know who he was. I was Bette Midler in my fantasy. I was. I was Bette.
I love that you were a fucking theatrical Jewish lady.
Yes,
But that tracks.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
that tracks.
and I was Bette Midler. That was who I was. But it was also like, this is how kids are. I thought Bette Midler was 16, so I was a 16-year-old Bette Midler bride.
Oh,
Were you her in Beaches?
I don't
Like
know.
the young version?
I
Okay,
was just
sorry.
like, no, not the young version.
The young version
the present day,
Yeah.
like maybe like maybe the older version in Beaches,
Yes, okay.
curly hair and all.
I'm
Yes.
obsessed.
Okay, but but Sylvester wasn't her real husband. It was probably like, I don't know, like John Travolta or someone that I conjured up because like
This is
I
so
love Look
funny.
Who's Talking. That was like my favorite movie.
Well,
but-
you liked Grease.
oh yeah, but that was after the
Oh,
94.
that's
earthquake.
right.
Yeah, So anyway, me and Sylvester, we'd have our nighttime routine. I don't know what we do. I think we would just talk, but I wanted to be like, I wanted to be hot, you know? So I would wear my neon bikini because that was the closest thing I had to like a bra and underwear.
Okay, so it's nighttime. The door closes. Your parents go to bed.
Yeah.
Lights are on.
Lights
and
are on.
you get in a neon bikini.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
And what I would do is in the morning, pop my nightshirt back on, like my big nightshirt, and come out like whatever, you know, get ready for school, whatever. No one knew. But on this occasion, it's like 4 a.m. and the fucking earth is shaking and I'm there in a neon bikini and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get found out. I don't know what to do. And it didn't dawn on me until my mom swooped me up in her arms and they take me outside. And I'm like, fuck. And they go, and she's like, get her a jacket to my dad. Michael, get her a jacket. And I'm just like, fuck, no one said anything. No one still to this day has said anything to me about it. So I don't know. I think my parents probably blocked that out. That's
But
probably
you
the moment.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So
Yeah.
tell me more about this night that you had with Sylvester. So you're in your
I
bikini.
mean, I don't remember that night in particular, but
Okay.
most nights would be
Did
like,
he like your bikini?
because I think I was so young. I don't think I understood the back and forth.
Yeah.
I think I just assumed like I had to be hot and they're just there, which is kind of like, that's
Fair.
kind of fair.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
I
Yeah.
mean,
This is your
you're not
it
husband.
checks
wrong.
out.
Yeah.
This is your husband. He's just there.
Did you leave Sylvester behind when your parents scooped you up?
Absolutely. He
Wow.
stayed. He stayed in the rubble. Yeah. He stayed.
Okay,
the,
so
the
we did
house stayed intact.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was
But-
going to ask. Okay, so what happened?
No, just there was a lot of damage, but you know, I'll tell you the first thing I said. Are my friends still coming over today? My mom's like, no, there's glass all over the shirts. The shirts are trash. And I'm just like, what?
shirts.
What the fuck? And I'm like, can we get Jack in the Box at least? And she's like, no, the power's out. I'm like, but I just want chicken tenders. And I'm like, what the fuck are we going to eat? I don't even know what we ate. I
Yeah.
don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
But,
Wait, so the whole city
yeah.
Parts of it.
out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't have power for days. Like
Yeah.
I remember there was candles at my grandma's house. We were eating in the dark.
Wow.
Yeah. And she had an electric stove. So I don't even know.
Oh.
what we were. It must have
Yeah.
been sandwiches or something. I
Yeah.
don't remember, but I was staying at my grandparents' house with my cousin, and I thought she was shaking the bed.
Yeah.
I was like, stop shaking the bed. Stop shaking it. She's like, I'm not shaking it. I was like, stop shaking it. And then my grandparents were like, we're having an earthquake.
And they ran in the room.
Yeah. And I was 4 at the time.
Wow.
So I was about to turn 5, and my cousin was 11.
Was she in
And
a
so,
yellow?
no,
neon
she wasn't
bikini?
wearing a neon
Oh, too
bikini.
bad.
I think we were just wearing, big shirts or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, like pajamas. to
Yeah.
bed. Yeah, I got you.
But she got picked up, and I was so jealous that she got to go home the next day, and my parents' house was like completely fucked up, and
It
like
was?
everything fell out of the cabinets,
Mhm.
glass was everywhere, my
Wow.
whole room, my bookshelf fell over, everything fell onto my bed, which scared my parents because they forgot I was at my grandma's house that night.
Yeah.
But at my grandma's house, one dish broke. That's it, because she was in Encino. My parents were in Reseda. They were about 2 miles away from the epicenter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, because
Yeah.
we were in Calabasas. We got everything fucking fell out of the cabinets, everything. And my parents, their armoire
Yeah.
fell, which was like in front of the door for some weird reason.
Yeah.
It fell in front of the door. So they had to like fucking climb over that shit, all disoriented, pick me up. And they're probably like, the fuck with like this kid with the fucking
wearing your bathing suit.
wearing the bathing suit, just like,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just had the 30-year. No, it was 31 years.
31?
94.
94.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Yeah.
I would say in my head, I'm like, it's been 20 years.
I think I said 20 years on one of the
Yeah,
episodes. I
you
was like,
did.
we've had it's now been 20 years.
It's been
Wow.
30.
Yeah. Yeah, because 9/11 has been 20. It'll be 24 years this year.
That
That's
also
why
makes
some of my
no
clients
sense.
who are young and they're in their 20s
Yeah.
were like 2
Yeah.
when 9/11 happened. I'm like, oh,
Or not
shit.
born.
Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. If you don't really know what happened during 9/11, I don't know if we could be friends. You know what I
Wow.
mean? It's just like you're too young.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
They didn't go
Fair.
through it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do we have to talk about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all we do talk about.
Right,
As
yeah.
millennials, you know.
Yeah.
9/11.
9/11.
I mean, everything roots back to that sometimes.
Yeah,
it does.
yeah,
I'm
in
not
a
kind of
way.
everything,
does.
but yeah, it does. Like, because even that was my first week of 9th grade.
Oh,
And so it's like,
wow.
it's already awkward enough going to high school for the first time.
Yeah.
Then 9/11 hit. I'm like, fuck it, let's party. Like, that's when I'm like, let's start drinking. Let's
Yeah.
start smoking. Like, I guarantee you that shapeshifted some of
Your demise started with 9/11.
probably.
I think all of us, though, right?
I don't
was
feel
in
I
that
think the whole
way.
country.
I was
Yeah.
well, yes, I was in middle school. I don't think I felt that way. I remember asking my mom, I was like, "Can I not go to school?" And she was like, "No."
Oh,
And then the next day, so many people weren't going to school.
Yeah.
Their parents were scared, and I was like, "Mom, people aren't going." She's like, "I don't care." She
But
was
you
just like,
guys
"You're
were,
going
like,
to school."
in California.
yeah, but you know what? But we're in LA. It's like
Yeah.
the next hit.
Good
Fucking
point.
LA. And but
Good point.
here's the fucked up thing. We have the most like Jewish parents that are like, you get hurt, it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
happened? Like this spectacle. But then a terrorist attack happens. You're going to school. Even me too. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, a literal terrorist attack just happened. Can I stay home? No.
Yeah, I remember to this day, our neighbor called my mom at like, what time was it? 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Lori,
'cause
like,
it was 6 here for you. I was gonna be like,
Yes.
it was 9.
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah,
no,
it was-
no. The
oh, wow,
plane
that's
hit.
even
A plane
crazier.
hit
Yeah.
the towers, and you turn on the news, and we watched the second one
Yeah,
go
yeah.
down. And then it hit the Pentagon after that, or
Kind
The
of, yeah.
Pentagon, and then like some field because those people diverted it
Yeah.
from hitting. I think it was going towards the White House. I'm making that up. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no. I think you're
Okay.
right.
I
And
don't
it crashed
remember.
in Pennsylvania.
Yes,
yes, but
in, like,
I
a
remember
field.
hearing that. I think on the radio on the way to school, and then in every class we just watched the news.
Okay,
Yes.
because we were all in school
Oh,
because it was 9
Ooh.
a.m.
Yes.
So what happened? So
Oh.
I was in 5th grade, so I was 11. So I was like a little young,
yeah.
but enough to know like something was happening. Basically, I remember being in class and all the teachers like were getting phone calls and all the teachers were kind of coming together and talking. And we were all like, what?
Yeah.
Like we knew something was
What?
happening. And then within probably 30 minutes, kids were being picked up. And so my parents picked up me and my 3 brothers. And I remember we like came home and I had no idea what,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
You're 11.
Yeah.
And my parents like sat down and told us what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't understand really. Like I
Yeah.
heard the words. And then they were like, we're going to let you watch the news.
Oof.
And now at this point, so much time had happened that they had to come pick us up and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like second plane had already hit.
Yeah.
So like we didn't see second plane hit. That had already happened.
Yeah.
And then we were very, very sheltered before. So I had never seen the news in my life. I didn't even know what the news was. And so
Welcome to the news.
So the first time you saw that, so 9/11.
9/11.
Yeah, it's
So as an 11-year-old brain, because we then continued to watch the news,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the news is so like
Yeah.
It's fear-mongering, a lot
yes.
of it.
So I
Yeah.
remember thinking for the longest time that the world literally changed. Everything that happens on the news, all the bad things like shootings and car accidents and this and that stemmed from 9/11. 'Cause that
Oh,
was like,
interesting.
Oh.
So you
Yes.
thought 9/11 happened and now bad things
Everything,
exist. Oh,
yes.
that makes sense.
It's so interesting though when you talk to the people that were a little older than us. Like I have some
Mhm.
friends that are in like their 40s
Yeah.
who were like 19 and above.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And their stories, because they're like out in the world,
Yeah.
is so different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like living life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because work
Yeah.
probably got impacted.
Yep.
They probably saw like socioeconomic
yeah,
changes.
they like,
Yeah.
oh my God, the stock market, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I didn't have those ties. But
Yeah, same.
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 Everyone I've dated has. No, I'm just kidding. I love that.
Yeah, that's
I
so
love
funny. Okay, so should we play this game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's shift. We're going to
Let's
do
shift.
Let's play.
3 cards.
Okay, should we go deep? Should we go the deepest or do you want to
You
do
guys know each other.
topical?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
like,
I'll
I'll
go
go
deep.
deep.
Let's go deep. I'm gonna do from
Apparently,
I'm
I
doing
overshared
sh-
at Christmas, so I'll overshare here.
Oh, right, exactly. I'm gonna get the middle.
So we're going to play We Are Not Really Strangers.
Okay.
We're just going to pick one card each and we're going to do the highest level.
Yeah, so we're going
Um,
straight to level 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to go first, Staci?
In one word, describe how you feel right now.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel
What do you feel? Why don't you start?
I was
Kick us
literally
off.
going to say silly
silly.
just because I feel like I have that, when you laugh a lot, that
Yeah.
feeling where you just want to laugh
Mhm.
more.
Yeah.
I got some good belly laughs on this.
Yeah.
So but silly seems like such a silly word, but that's the
I
word
love
that,
that.
that came into my brain. So.
I
like
like that.
it.
Honestly, mine's so cheesy. It's not even cheesy. I feel happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love.
It's so funny because I immediately want to go to a negative word because I fucking run on complaints. Like, that's my hobby. So I want to go into like, I'm anxious. I'm I'm really not. I feel actually content. I feel
Yeah.
I feel safe. That's 2
Yeah.
words, but
Okay.
You
I
know?
like that.
Yeah.
We're all like
we're all
vibing
feeling
on the
good.
same.
Maybe this is
we're all
what we need to do
vibing.
all the time.
We're all vibing. Okay, ready for that to be destroyed?
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Let's kill it.
Let's
You're
see.
going?
Let's
All
see. Okay, this is a wild card too, but I think it's
Fuck.
funny. I think it's funny.
All right.
Give each other nicknames.
Oh.
Anxious. No.
I want to
Yeah.
call you Mrs. Stallone. That's what I got.
Fuck.
Mrs. Stallone for
Mrs.
you
Stallone
is just so
is-
good that like maybe that's maybe
I've
that's
had-
like
there.
I know I've had nicknames for you, but it's like there's so much context.
I could do
Yeah.
another one. I could do another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny though.
Do yours for right now and I'll get a
Okay.
question. Okay, I got
Oh,
it.
this is interesting. How do our personalities complement each other?
If I'm answering for you, like
Yeah.
our personalities, I think that we just have really good banter and I
Mhm.
think we'll egg each other on, whether it'll be like an idea
Mm-hmm.
or a certain story.
Or teasing and
Yeah.
roasting.
And I think we'll hype each other. If you're excited about something, I'll get excited about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. Now, am I shifting to you?
Yeah,
Should I
shift.
Okay, so our personalities complement each other. Well, we also egg each other on. We also can hype each other up with anxiety.
Yes.
Not to worry or to worry
Yeah.
about something or to examine something. But I think that because you and I really like to like dig into something, it can be like really cool.
Yeah.
In terms of like what we see. And like, I think that you make me funnier in certain, or
Mm.
like you inspire like confidence in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way
yeah.
to be funny or just let go and be just me.
Yeah.
Because I think you're so authentically you and that's really cool and inspiring in some way. Yeah.
Excuse me. I would have to agree with
Mhm.
that because I feel that you and I, we can like egg each other on with the worry, but it's not usually that we create worry with each other. It's like we're both like, we're validated in this worry. Or we can help calm each other down. However, there have been times that, at least on my end, that your reflections on my worry sometimes have been just so cut and dry that it's almost made me like in the moment, like, ugh, but then like soak it in and make it change. Like, for example, during COVID, another nice little national tragedy. During COVID, I was like, we're on lockdown, I went and got beers and I'm like, time to get fucked up. I got snacks, I got alcohol. I remember they were like, if you're an obese BMI, you're at risk. And I'm like, fuck. I had no underlying conditions, but she thick. So I'm cooked in this. And so I'm telling Nikki, I'm like, I'm so scared, I'm obese. And she's like, well, maybe you shouldn't drink. She's like, drinking lowers your immune system, so, or your immunity or whatever you said.
Like it.
Drinking fucks with your immune system.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
is this the sober origin story?
Yes.
So I was like, well, drinking is really bad for your immune system. So,
and I didn't want to hear it. She used to say things to me all the time about like drinking can cause cancer. I'm like, so can everything. Like I shined her off. But when she said that, I'm like, okay. But since this is some brand new like COVID, what the fuck is this? Coronavirus. Like that's how like 2020 it was. It was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't drink. So I'm like, you know what? Lockdown's supposed to be 2 weeks. It wasn't, but lockdown's supposed to be 2 weeks. I'll be sober for 2 weeks. It's no big deal. And then in that time, I start reflecting on like all the shit I did when I was drunk. And I'm like, maybe we'll go for a little longer. And then a little longer now has been like 5 years.
That's wild.
So it started though from like her, like my anxiety. Then she said something very sobering, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And
I was just like, if you're so worried about it, don't drink because it's bad for your immune system.
And she will challenge me in that way. And I think it does compliment me because sometimes my anxiety, I can fly off the handle.
Yeah.
And I get very much in my head and not in my reality. So I think that's something that you ground me, and I hope I ground you too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I do. But I think that we're good at grounding each other. And then that piggybacks to you. I think you and I have different personalities in a sense that you are very adaptable. You're flexible. You're very like, like when we were talking one time about like living in the wild, I'm like, I could never. I absolutely could never. And you're just very good with the flow and adaptable, whereas I'm very like, it has to be regimented. It's very obsessive compulsive. And I think that it does balance each other out because I do feel groundedness when I'm around you.
Which is funny that you say that because I feel safe around you because I know you're thinking about all the things I'm not. I'm like, I'm safe here. Like even last night when the dogs got together, I was like, well, Staci's here. Like you were like momming the dogs and you were making sure they were good and you were keeping your eyes out. And I was like, I'm fine. Like, like I know if we were like roommates, you'd lock the door probably at night and I wouldn't have to think.
Twice.
Yeah, check it like 7 times and I would be okay. But we are new friends.
Yeah.
But like I also find the way that you exist in life is so fun. Like you keep things light, even if maybe you don't feel light on the inside.
It feels like a cinder block in here. My brain is cement.
Which is so funny because like the way that you express yourself is light and fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Do we have time for one more or should we move into our...
Yeah, we can move into your words.
My words.
Yeah. In 10 words or less, tell us how you're fucked.
Okay, let me whip this out real quick. 10 words. Adopted, therapist, anxious, impulsive, chronically oversharing, compulsive, menopausal, codependent, and hypochondriac. Everything I specialize in as a therapist is me.
I mean, that's same with mine, which is funny because I'm going to just like, we don't have to answer it, but it's funny because I specialize in it. And the question was, what do you think I fear the most? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do I think I know what you
fear. I was
fear.
going to say vomit.
Yeah.
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 What do you think
vomit?
I fear the most?
Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death?
Death and abandonment.
Yeah.
Adoption.
That's fair.
Deep
Yeah.
cut.
Wow. What do you think I fear the most?
That's hard.
I know.
'Cause
I don't really see you as a fearful person.
I think you fear vulnerability maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, closeness.
Yeah.
Closeness.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not in
Wow.
a bad way, but I think that that sometimes it's like we have the armor of like,
Yeah.
I don't care, because sometimes it can be really hard to admit we do care.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
so I think, but in a way, I think that coping tool has lent itself to being very liberated in just kind of living your
Yeah.
life. Yeah. And so it's cool. It's cool. But I think a lot of our like superpowers sometimes come
From our
fears.
fears.
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a beautiful line,
Absolutely.
actually.
Yeah. Like a lot of our weaknesses are like actually really big strengths.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Well, with
On that
that-
note, shall we wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
All my friends are fucking weird and all my friends are fucking freaks and all my friends are fucking nuts, but they're all fucking friends to me 'cause all my friends are fucked.